What is up, my dear friends? What is going on? Welcome back to my channel. Today we are recording your February horoscopes, and I'm starting to record this outside because I really wanted to do something outside. The weather been not so nice past few days in Florida, but it's kind of cold actually. I think I overestimated my abilities. Plus, I also ordered a nice latte that I'm drinking right now. So let's see. I'm gonna try to record as much of it as I can outside. It's finally beautiful. It's still cold though. And essentially the way this is gonna go, I'm gonna start with just general predictions, kind of like breaking down the most important astrology aspects that are occurring this month. And oh my goodness, it is a very important month. And then we're gonna go into the 12 signs. I highly recommend you check for your rising sign first, check for your sun and moon second or third, but rising sign is of course the most important. And for those of you who don't know your rising sign, what I recommend is to check for your sun and for your moon and try to see which one makes more sense. It's something you will have to do, kind of like to spend some time, I would say, seeing which one is the one that tends to manifest more. Rising, of course, is most important. Timestamp is going to be provided. Quick announcements is that I finally finished 2025 predictions for everyone who ordered. Thank you so much. Thank you so much also for being patient as I was delivering them. So this is the good news, because now I'm relatively more available for one-on-one consultation. So if anyone needs anything, typically it can be up to a month wait, but right now it's like few days wait, like up to a week, I would say. So if anyone needs anything, links are down below. And also, since it is January, one thing we are bringing back only for a couple of days is the sale for packages. So we did the package sale 40% off last Christmas, and I'm bringing it back only for a few days in January before we officially close this for the year. And again, I'm not doing any sales this year, something I want you to keep in mind. So for anybody who wants to get consultations, one-on-one deals with me at a special price, this is a great opportunity to do so. Again, it gives you incredible deals and gives you availability and gives you access to me, most importantly, when I'm not available to other people, which is something that this year is very busy. I have a lot of things planned, so I'm not going to be easily available to work with. Another thing, what other announcements? And yes, if you're watching me also in January, this is when I also announced that I am taking one last officially ever tarot student for private one-on-one mentorship with me, when I'm going to teach you all my secrets of tarot, including building a successful business, including all of my secrets that I've learned since I was a child, studying sacred texts in the university, working with thousands of clients over the years, having this YouTube channel. I consider this YouTube channel, to be honest, the least successful of what I was able to achieve with my practice. My biggest, I think, my biggest achievement is, I don't know which one comes first, to be honest. I would say they two are at the same pedestal. One is the incredible transformation I was able to achieve in my own life, because I was in a very, I had a very difficult life beginnings, including a lot of pain, trauma, living in a third world country, as I shared before, just being, thinking of the hardest, kind of more challenging that it could be, and transforming a lot of my limitations, still being very early, I think, in this process of transformation. I feel like there is so much more I can do. And another thing I would say, helping people do the same. I don't practice tarot just for the practicing tarot or astrology for that matter. I do it in a way that we could transform our limitations, really connect to this highest version of ourselves. I studied Kabbalah already since I think 2016, I want to say, as well. So I try to where I can, of course, where it's appropriate to integrate some of that, which of course I think it's important. If you really want to be, whether you read tarot, whether you do astrology, anything you do, if you want to become not just average but somebody of the highest order, so to say, the high priest, I think understanding these principles is very important. That what really sets you apart from the crowd, that what makes you kind of more powerful, I guess, for the lack of a better word. So anyway, all announcements aside, give this video a big thumbs up. Don't forget to share. I have lipstick on my teeth. Great. So don't as I'm attempting to get it off. Don't forget to share. Don't forget to subscribe. We're almost at 100K. All the links are down below. And anyway, guys, let's get go. Anyway, you guys, February, what a month. Wow. To be honest, I like February even more than I like January, because January, I feel like, even though I feel like a lot of us got started with things that are important for us, perhaps for the year ahead, a lot of us started, building, so to say, started integrating new routines. Maybe some of us already started seeing what perhaps doesn't work, or something that needs a fundamental change, not only of approach, but also of mindsets, routines you are building for yourself to be successful, right? We were still under this influence of the new moon in Capricorn that was on December 30th, and then there was, of course, middle of the month, there was that full moon of Cancerian, where a lot of people just wanted to chill out. I actually felt it that week during the full moon of Cancer. Ironically, there was not much drama or anything like this, but I just felt so tired that week. I felt really, really, really tired. And starting February strong, of course, it is a very powerful month. And what I like about this month the most, I would say the most important aspects of this month are, of course, we are starting February with Venus conjunct Neptune. Venus is also going to be conjunct North Node. North Node and Neptune are conjunct. And again, there are some pros and cons to this aspect that we will talk about, but I think it's a very, very powerful. Venus and Neptune are both in Pisces. Venus is in exaltation place in Pisces, in exaltation sign, in exaltation place, in exaltation sign in Pisces. Neptune is domicile, of course, in Pisces. It's modern, a ruler. We have North Node that just ingressed into Pisces, and it's very, very powerful. And I think we already are here building up on some revelations that we had back in the fall when we had the first eclipse in Pisces. There is more clarity that for a lot of us starting to come into our life, but at the same time all of this is surrounded by this fog, because again, Neptune and Venus, especially Neptune, of course, in Pisces, can make things kind of like not clear. On a positive scale, I think this aspect has to do a lot with right now markets, especially if you're in crypto, they are on peak euphoria. I believe I would be, again, I don't do financial advice, as you know, in my videos, but I would be extremely careful, because right now there's so much optimism, of course, with new presidents just got inaugurated, all these different things, markets are rallying, right? Especially for crypto, there's all this new legislation being signed. But I would just say, I've been there, I know the so to say, the promises that are when everybody's on, and I know kind of like, I guess that there's something kind of up, because some of the people that I know, let's just say, some of the people that I know also struggled in the past few years. Right now, they're charging like 20K for the events, let's just say some whatever events in crypto, whatever, to attend, and I'm like, where do these prices even come from? We are definitely right now in riding some very euphoric waves, because and even some conversations with people I'm having who are typically very, very grounded, the things that they are saying, I'm like, wow. I remember being in that spot, so don't worry. This this too shall pass. But again, I would say that yes, this could be like a really crazy time for markets and just peak euphoria in the world. Everybody's so hopeful right now. Most people, at least I know some people, are really thinking it's the end of the world now. It depends, I guess, where you are, how you see things. But I would say, yes, be optimistic. Yes, dream this new world into being. Yes, envision this best future you can for yourself. Absolutely, sky's the limit. But at the same time, because of the nature of Neptune, understand that there could be bad actors taking advantage of that, right? When you have all these big dreams, as much as there's nothing wrong with having big dreams or, having those big ambitious goals for yourself, there's absolutely nothing wrong. In fact, you have to be careful, because at this moment this makes you vulnerable to people who could take advantage of that. Same as there's nothing wrong about dreaming, right, about this big beautiful love, but you have to understand that if this makes you blind to red flags, there could be people who could take advantage of this, and this could put you not in a very good place. So we have to maintain a bit of this grounded perspective with them. Neptune in Pisces, Venus in Pisces is North Node in Pisces. So I would say, yes, dream big, envision this highest vision for yourself you can, but understand that you have to stay smart. Okay, South Node is in Virgo, and South Node, as much as it's the point from which we are, kind of departing, right? Still, it's very important point. Actually yesterday, I think I was thinking about how really it's a journey between the nodes. It's not that you have to let go of one and just fully embrace the other. No, it's more like it's a continuous conversation between the two. Because I was thinking, right, like even in my own life, when I would go all the way into my north node, I would end up in situations which were not necessarily serving me, and then I would bounce even back more into the other side, so to say, of my south node. So we have to do this in a way that makes sense. Let me know where this conjunction is happening for you in the comments. Maybe I will even give you some personal recommendations for this transit. But anyway, this is, yes, definitely an important transit that I think will really set the tone and set the mood, so to say, for the whole month. The next important transit this month is the ingress of Venus into Aries on February 4th. And again, remember guys, later on in March and April, Venus is going to be retrograde. So pay attention to the themes that are appearing in your life right now, because again, there is going to be, I don't say necessarily do-over, but there is going to be something that maybe will change its direction later on. Regardless though, Venus is entering into Aries, and the same day we're also going to be having Jupiter turning direct in the sign of Gemini at 11th degree, which is very, very auspicious because Jupiter in Gemini is very close to the fixed star Aldebaran. This is the star that's connected to Archangel Michael. This is the star that's connected also to prominent abundance. So for a lot of us, February is going to be that month where we're going to get that bag, or at the very minimum, you could come up with an idea that will make you wealthy now. And honestly, this is not even me hyping up astrology, but it is me. This is real stuff. Jupiter going direct at that specific degree. Again, Aldebaran technically I think is at 10 degrees of Gemini, almost at 10 degrees if we round it up. And Jupiter turning direct at 11 degrees of Gemini. It's very close. It's within the orb. The orb, I think, for Aldebaran is like right around 3 degrees. So, yeah. Pay attention to the themes, ideas that you have, because again, even if let's just say you're not going to make all your millions in February, you could have ideas to how you can become significantly more successful, more wealthy, and essentially, things are turning around for you now. Right around this time, we will also have Venus sextile Pluto, Sun conjunct Mercury, Mars trine Saturn. So again, all this first half of February is about building your vision, your creativity, where is it you're going with your life, discipline, dedication to things you feel powerful, the things that make you feel maybe powerful or things that are very important to you. Now, as we're approaching Valentine's Day and also right around the middle of the month, very important aspect. February 11th, Sun is going to be squaring Uranus. So this is important because this is the day before full moon in the sign of Leo. So technically this full moon in Leo will also be squaring Uranus. And this could be a very powerful time where, unexpected could happen. People, I would say, need to be ready for a plot twist that you didn't expect to happen. People, I would also say, with prominent Leo need to be more careful during this time. People, I would say, also in the United States of America need to be more careful during this time, because again, even though I don't think that it's something that's going to be negative, I would say that there definitely could be some shocking twists, surprises that, it's better to be, don't lose, so to say. Again, we are starting this month so euphoric, but don't lose your guard. How do you say this? You know what I mean, right? It's very powerful, this full moon in Leo. I have big plans myself, even for this full moon for myself, and it's important. Yes, it's I don't think again that it's something we'll do obviously the separate video for this, but it's a big moment. Full moon in Leo, many things could be coming to light and in unexpected ways. Now, as we're going further, of course, February 14, Mercury ingresses Pisces. February 18, Sun ingresses Pisces. February 20, also Mercury becomes visible and squares Jupiter. Also, this entire chunk, I would say, from February 14 to 20 is now about Mercury and about Sun and Pisces. And this is the time as well where, again, Sun, when it just ingress in Pisces, usually is right around Fomalhaut, which is another fixed star. In Western, is Fomalhaut, fish of the mouth, I think it's called, from there's Arabic connotation in terms of how they named the star. Aldebaran, I think, as well. Baran, I think it's follower or something like this, because Aldebaran always seems to be following Pleiades, from what I remember about, etymology, because I'm also etymologist, I guess, now these days, having to explain the origin of the words. So Mercury is there. There's a fixed star. If we go by sidereal, it's the what do you call it? Shadabishta. 100 stars, 100 healer, something like that. Again, I practice Serpical Western, but I do know other systems too. So now it becomes all about like sun is on the last sign, right? Pisces. Now it becomes all about kind of like this, I would say, because also all of this is happening right before February 23rd, where Mars turns direct finally in the sign of Cancerian. Mercury also trines Mars. So it's kind of like, I would say, we get that final information and final pieces on a chessboard to start shifting the direction, to start to get the ball moving. Mars turn direct is going to be very, very auspicious. A lot of us are finally going to gain that clarity about how, and what we need to do. For most of us, right, with this, I have a whole separate video on Mars in Leo, Mars and Cancerian. We were going back and forth how to make things happen, what to make, why, and all those questions might have been there. I feel like we're going to get the final clarity that will allow us to make the best decisions going forward. And last but not least, of course, we are ending the month with new moon in sign of Pisces, Mercury doing an aspect to Uranus on February 27. So it's an interesting month. I think it's a very important month. It's one of those months where it's important to to just get going with it, like start. Maybe again, it's not about necessarily like making that final decision, a final perfect plan, like everything edited and polished, but it is definitely important month to start moving forward. And then if there is some adjustments that need to happen, I feel like they will naturally occur in the middle of the months when moon and sun are squaring this Uranus, and also when Mars turns direct. So a powerful month, very, very powerful month. Big things are happening, big things are possible. But again, I highly recommend to maintain a bit more grounded perspective if you want to have best results, essentially. So I don't know what else to add. Maybe I will add when I'm editing, but these are the most important things. We will go to the 12 signs now. And again, as much as I'm trying to give you the most important, this is still very general. If you need anything personalized, links are going to be down below. Okay, Aries rising. February is a huge month for you. Well, of course, your ruling planet turns direct. Your ruling planet also makes some pretty positive aspects, like I said before. But most importantly, of course, Venus is also entering your sign on February 4th. Jupiter turned direct in your third house in Gemini. Important month with a lot of clarity, I feel like, about where you are going. You might be exploring your creative talents. You might be researching something very, very deeply this month. You might make up your mind about something that relates to family, home, and estate matters by the end of the month. Or maybe if there was an issue with home, estate, or family matters that's been going on probably for a while. It probably started right around November, but maybe even before that. Maybe November was when you started actually dealing with it, solving the issue. Whatever this is, some kind of issue will be getting solved this month for most of you. I think the most important thing for Aries for the month of February is, of course, embrace self-discovery. If you feel like you want to research something, if you feel like you want to spend some time also maybe in the privacy, of your own environment, your own home, and just like manifest things, research things, focus on your healing, focus on your creativity, this is a great time. Of course, whenever Venus also enters your sign, this is where there's this glow up occurring. Of course, something I do want to say is that in March and April, Venus is going to go retrograde from Aries into Pisces. So again, I would say don't do something necessarily that is irreversible, like again, there's difference between, right, experimenting just with some cute clothes and makeup and style, color palette versus doing something huge. So I would be careful, because Venus is going to go retrograde, and it can make you change your opinion. It's kind of like last year, I had super long hair, and on a whim, like I just cut it super shorter than I expected to. And at first I liked it because I felt like I cut off all that bad quote-unquote energy, all this energy I didn't want to deal with anymore. But on the other side, like I was like, fuck, I actually realized, like in Florida, humid climate, I don't enjoy short hair. And essentially I grew it out back, so it was kind of like cut it and then started growing it out, so it doesn't make any sense. So avoid those kind of things if you can, please. What else? I would say that yes, definitely Venus in your sign and Mars also turned direct. The biggest news, of course, there's so much happening in your 12th house too, which is, like I said, it's going to be about self-discovery, research, kind of like creative maybe talents, dealing with things more privately this month. So again, let me know how it goes. Check for you also sun, moon, rising, whichever other big three, big two in this case, you need to check out. And let's go to Taurus. For fellow Taurus is a huge month, a very big month, because of course Venus conjunct North Node, conjunct Neptune in the 11th house could really illuminate to you your goals, associations and groups you might want to become part of. You might get actually a chance to become a part of a group that maybe you feel is out of your league now. For each person it's different. I can see how it's manifesting for me already, and it's freaking crazy if I was gonna say that. So it's about aligning yourself with people who believe in the same things that you do, who are have same ideologies. Again, something I was thinking a lot about 11th house lately, is that 11th house is third from the 9th. And again, this is something I've always been teaching back in 2019, 2020, right? There's a concept of derivative house. I call it derivative houses. I'm not sure actually even if this technique is called like that in Western, but it's in Vedic, there is a term actually for this called pavat pavam. But in Western, I call it derivative houses. I'm not sure if there's because within Western there's many schools of astrology too. I'm not sure how else it's called. I think but essentially it's when we are counting houses each from each other, and it gives us, using mathematics, additional understanding of the houses. So for example, here 11th house is third from the 9th. And what is 9th house? 9th house is our beliefs, our faith. It's everything from our religious beliefs to our political ideology to like within traveling, how we see the world, spiritual guru even could be a part of that, our education, universities. And 11th house being third from the 9th represents, based on our ideology, based on our beliefs, who are the people we're surrounding ourselves with. So it doesn't really have to be those friends you hang out day to day with, or even those super close friends, but very often 11th house represents the network based on the school you went to, based on, like, do you go to church, do you go to somewhere else, etc., right? It could be quite literally also people you communicate, even on social media, if you think about it, people we communicate with, right? Algorithm are showing us things based on our beliefs, things we've already likely researched. So again, this is this thought I was putting into 11th house recently, and I think that for a lot of you there is going to be huge developments, huge new beginnings connected to groups of people that I feel like you are not there yet, but it's kind of like I was thinking about this a lot recently. Like as a Taurus, I used to be like I used to really enjoy going to music events, to art events, and it was something that I don't want to say it was ever unreachable, because to be honest, even my first Art Basel was like super VIP. I ended up dating somebody who was in art, and I didn't even know it was a big deal of a freaking event. But with music, I guess that applies more to music. With music, I would be like really, in awe usually of creatives and artists. And for me, like, let's just say going to parties, events, special gatherings that had, that included people who I highly admire, let's just say music industry, was like out of reach, but I remember I was so excited about making it happen, or even going, associating with other creatives. And essentially where I was going with this is that like now there is another thing that I used to be a girl once again, like going to dance parties, etc., and now like I'm fascinated with black tie events, different other stuff like that. And like it's kind of like, I feel like when you're maturing, growing up, there is other new things that like become interesting to you, and I feel like you have to honor this. So for you, Taurus, maybe there is a level up in your social environment. And again, when I say level up, I don't mean that there's other things you used to like before they are worse or whatever, but it's like, it's for yourself, your own personal growth, where you feel like you're growing. And by the way, Tauruses, if you like my manicure, which is, if you can see, there's a Taurus sign, let me know in the comments. It's a Taurus manicure. So yes, huge growth when it comes to groups, etc., goals even as well. Venus under Aries, your ruling planet into your 12th house. It deals more with rest, subconscious, planning things behind the scenes. And at the same time, Jupiter turns direct on February 4th in your 2nd house. So things around money, hopefully, fingers crossed, should really start improving. Because again, Jupiter turning direct 11th degree is important because it's right next to Aldebaran, which is a huge star connected to in sidereal. Technically it was originally in Taurus, right? But in sidereal it's still in Taurus because they don't move their zodiac. And essentially it is the eye of the bull. It's a very auspicious star Jupiter turning direct there at 11 degrees Gemini, a practice tropical western in case you didn't know. There will be a resolution when it comes to finances. Things definitely, there should be at the very minimum opportunities to start making money again, opportunities to start making better money. Anyone who had issues with money, these things should be improving. At the same time, right around those days, Venus is sextiling Pluto. So again, another positive auspicious sign that things are really turning into your favor. What else? There is a full moon in Leo for you, fourth house. Yes, for you it's fourth house on February 12th, and it's square Uranus. So there could be some changes, some unexpected changes when it comes to decisions you're making about your family, home, property. So yes, certain decisions about that will be made. Now I think what's very, very important, of course, is on February 23rd, Mars is going to turn direct in the sign of Cancer. For you, of course, it's third house. So social media, any marketing campaigns, anything you've been planning to make happen for yourself, some, your mindset, even maybe some of you are finalizing, and printing your final vision board for this year. Actually, I completed mine yesterday, and oh my goodness, I completed my vision board yesterday, and I was like, you cannot even believe it. Like, I was feeling kind of down. I was this whole day yesterday was kind of shitty. Like, everybody was annoying me, and when I completed my vision board, I just felt like everything's gonna be okay. We're gonna make it, so to say. It was an incredible feeling. So yeah, good luck with your vision boards. I feel like some of you are making one now. I hope all your dreams come true, my dear Taurus. This is definitely for Taurus, by the way, again, because there's such a massive activation of your 11th house. This is definitely a time to dream and dream big. I think, again, something I understood about myself as a Taurus is that, yes, we could be, quote unquote, not necessarily, I wouldn't call it lazy, I would just say it, battery saving, how there's battery saving mode. But I think this occurs when it's just not good enough for us. The vision, the goal. Taurus needs to, you think about like famous Tauruses, right? Even Queen of England was a Taurus. Right now our First Lady of United States of America is a Taurus. Trying to think who else is a famous Taurus. Cher is a Taurus, right? The singer, Queen. Taurus is that sign where it has to be the best of the best, but also very elegant, very, timeless. And when it is something that truly worth your time and attention, you will attend, you will give attention to, you will work for it very hard, actually. When it's something that I can do better, that's when you are in a battery saving mode. At least that's for me how it plays out. So yeah, positive, auspicious new beginnings for Tauruses. Let me know how it goes in the comments. Let me know what your plans for the month are, and let's go to Gemini. Okay, for Geminis, very, very positive month, especially when it comes to just overall direction of your life, I want to say, and career. There's this whole activation, and don't skip the intro because I explain more about this, but there's so much of your 10th house being activated in a very positive way this month. So career could really grow. You could have more clarity with career. There is a sense of things finally starting to make sense. Of course, also the fact that Jupiter turns direct in your sign at 11 degrees. Those of you with planets around 11 degrees will feel it the most. But every Gemini will feel it, I think, on February 4th. Yes, it's a feeling that finally, like, you made some reviews, you made some adjustments. It could be adjustments in actually your work, things you're doing day to day, or it could be adjustments also in mindset, because of course everything starts with the mind, right? You made those adjustments and you are ready essentially to start moving forward. Jupiter turns direct in your sign. There is all these activations in your 10th house. On February 9th, Sun is going to be conjunct Mercury, and Mercury will trine Saturn at the same time. So it's like, okay, I feel stronger, I feel better, I know what I need to do. It's almost like the past doesn't matter anymore because you're fully focused and present you're present and you are building the future. You're focused on that. Things might have happened before, maybe it worked, maybe it didn't. It's no longer relevant. Only thing that matters is what we're building now. It's important. Of course, what's also important is like your ruling plan makes a lot of aspects. Even like around February 10, Mercury is going to square Uranus. So of course, this is leading to full moon. This is an aspect that's present during full moon on the 12th as well. Full moon in Leo. in your third house. So a lot more clarity this month. And then on February 14th, Valentine's Day, babes, Mercury is gonna enter Pisces, which, even though people usually say that it's a weak placement for Mercury, I tend to disagree. You know, I have a lot of my clients who are like, you know, tech and Silicon Valley clients. Ironically, I don't know, 80% of them, I would say, this would be the number, I would say, have Mercury in Pisces. So definitely not a weak placement, it's just a bit different, I would say, in this day and age especially. Mercury enters Pisces. Mercury, also your ruling planet, becomes visible on February 20th and immediately squares Jupiter. February 25th, Mercury is also going to be with Saturn. So again, yes, a lot of aspects that are occurring in this month. Now, February 23rd, this is when, of course, Mars turns direct. Mercury will trine Mars at this time. So again, your planet is involved here. Mars turning direct in the sign of Cancer, your second house. So things related to money, your talents, your resources are going to be highlighted during this time. There's finally going to be, for a lot of you, I think, a lot more clarity in terms of how to resolve some issue, maybe even when it comes to money. Maybe there were issues and you did not know. You know, sometimes there's an issue and it's one thing when you know exactly what to do, right, to solve it. Not a big deal. And there are other times there's an issue and you have no idea absolutely how you're going to solve it. However, you absolutely know as well, right, that you need to solve it. You know, I think finances and money is, for most of us, one of those things where you might not know how to do it, but you know that you need to do it. So somehow, some way, you're figuring it out. Definitely more clarity when it comes to money, your finances, what you are doing wrong, what you are doing right, what needs to be done better, and finally starting to move forward in that area of your life. Overall, I would say for Gemini, this is an incredible month. In general, I like this month, I think, essentially for every sign, because a lot of things finally start moving forward. Jupiter in your sign turning direct is great. Mercury becoming visible is great. And again, on the day when it becomes visible, when is that again? Mercury becomes visible when February 20th. It's also going to square Jupiter, even though, again, square is a difficult aspect to Jupiter. It can give us, you know, maybe even a little bit too much, but still optimism to make things happen for ourselves. And I think after all the squares you've been receiving from Saturn, this is exactly what you need now. So good luck, Gemini. Let me know how it goes, and let's go to Cancerian. Okay, my dear Cancerians, okay, huge month for you. Of course, we do have the full moon in the sign of Leo, which is your second house. This is right in the middle of the month. But the month itself starts with, of course, all this activation of Pisces. And for Cancerians, of course, Pisces is your ninth house. So for a lot of Cancerians, this is going to be the month where new roads will open, travel is possible, plans related to travel, seeing the bigger picture of the world, somehow receiving this new vision could occur during this month. You could travel a lot, or you could be solving some issues related to also travel and immigration, and you could also relocate. You could make a decision about where is it you want to live, perhaps. I do definitely feel, with especially Sun entering there in the second half of the month, for a lot of you, a lot more clarity is going to be there. Now, Mars was retrograde in your sign, and it's turning direct now in your sign, February 23rd to 24th, depends on how you generate the charts. So Mercury will trine Mars immediately, then Mars turning direct, however, in your sign. So for a lot of you, much more clarity is finally going to be there about your life, about the direction of your life. And again, your ninth house is very much being activated this entire month. So for a lot of you, an understanding related to faraway lands, travel, distance, relocation, perhaps, your beliefs about life overall, matters related to people even who live overseas, your own plans maybe to relocate overseas. All of this is going to be very present. And if you're not relocating, it could be just travel, very meaningful experiences, way of traveling, and also spiritual insights, spiritual growth, eye-opening experiences. So let me know how it goes, Cancerian. Let's go to Leo. Definitely it's one of the best months for everyone, if I'm honest. Let me know how it goes. Let's go to Leo. Okay, for my dear Leos, a huge month, because again, there's all these activations, of course, of your 8th house. This is when Venus is conjunct Neptune. This is when Venus is conjunct North Node Neptune conjunction, obviously. It's a huge month also because, of course, this is the month where we're going to have the full moon on your sign on February 12th. I don't know why I keep forgetting. It's so easy. It's 2 days before the Valentine's Day. Yes, February 12th is the full moon in your sign. Not a simple full moon, because this is going to be squaring Uranus in Taurus. Expect surprises, expect the unexpected, so to say. Definitely something that's related, of course, because for Leo, Taurus is your 10th house, the most visible part of your chart. Something that's definitely going to be visible. The surprise, the transformation, the direction shift. Of course, be a little bit more careful, I'm going to say. But again, for most of you, this is definitely just a big surprise that's happening in your life on many different levels. A big change, maybe even of direction for some of you could be. And of course, what's very, very important is that we will have as well Mars turning direct in the sign of Cancer on February 23rd. This is the Mars turning direct in your 12th house. So things that might have been hidden from you, things that you might have not been seeing, things related even maybe to hidden enemies, to anything in your subconscious, because sometimes our subconscious could be, if there are negative beliefs there, it could be our biggest enemy, believe it or not, and a hidden enemy too. You will see things related to that. Things related to the past will start moving forward. Secrets will be coming out. You might be involved with other people's secrets as well. This is, when there is a mutual activation of both 12th and the 8th. This could be when secrets are coming out. It could be your secrets, but you could be also, the way it could play out, somehow learning about other people's secrets. And this could even give you an upper hand in the coming months when, of course, Mars will re-enter the sign of Leo. Overall, I would say the biggest energies of this month for you is, of course, full moon in your sign, big activations of your 8th house of secrets, big activation of your house of shared resources, people who are on your team, people who you're pulling resources with together. And of course, it also has to do with Mars turning direct in your 12th house. So again, certain things that were behind the scenes that maybe you were not able to to fully see or fully understand how to deal with them is going to become clear this month. Oh, and one thing I forgot to mention for Leos actually is there could be unexpected gains. Like again, 8th house is connected to resources of partner, gains from other people, gains maybe you don't even see coming. So for some Leos, especially risings, there could be a shocking wave of receiving like a lot of money. I don't know, maybe you meet that person who suddenly buys you diamonds and fine art. Good luck to you. Maybe it could be something else, but in general, whenever 8th house is positively aspected, this is very, very good news for receiving large sums of money. And some of this could be through what you've earned previously, but most of it, 8th house, is usually unearned income. Or again, I always think about my 8th house because there's been times where there's been a lot of unearned income. Lately, it's been mainly income, from work. And not to say, cannot be complaining, right? But unearned income is nice. It's like really, people give you gifts, you receive essentially. Allow yourself to receive this monthly. Anyway, let's go to Virgo now. Okay, Virgos. For you, I could say probably more, but I would say the most important, and I think where the biggest focus of this month is gonna be on relationships. There is a huge activation of your 7th house. First with Venus, of course, making a conjunction to Neptune, making a conjunction to North Node. Venus is going to be there. It's going to turn retrograde, but it's going to turn retrograde when it's already in Aries. So Venus is entering Aries as well this month on February 4th. But essentially, regardless of all of that, because there's also Mercury coming into Pisces on February 14th, actually, Valentine's Day. Sun entering Pisces, and we even finish the month with the new moon of Pisces. It's all about relationships for you. It's all about relationships for you. And even the full moon in Leo, which is in your 12th, even that, I would say, somehow is related most likely to whatever is happening in your relationships. Maybe there is a certain relationship that's going to enter your life or go to the next level where you will decide to leave the old, so to say, chapter of your life somehow behind. It's kind of like you meet a prince and you no longer have to work. I'm just kidding, or maybe I'm not kidding. I don't know. You know how they say, half jokes, half truth. So prince for Virgos deserve a prince who have been through so much. But yeah, there is South Node, of course, in your sign, and the focus is on relationships. So this is the time where really there could be very faded, to be honest, new beginning in relationships. Again, how exactly it's going to be, how exactly it's going to play out will depend on your individual chart. I cannot really say here, but look at yourself. Entire month, from the beginning of the month to the very end of the month, it's a non-stop activations of 7th house. And of course, because Neptune and North Node are involved, it is something dreamy, it is something different, it is something that's like next level. Even could be for some of you. Maybe it's something you prayed for, maybe it's something you wished for before. Now it's becoming possible. Of course, your ruling planet makes a lot of aspects this month too. Mercury is going to be trining Jupiter February 3rd. February 9th, Sun is going to be conjunct Mercury. Mercury is going to be trining Saturn. The full moon, right around the time of full moon, Mercury squaring Uranus. Mercury becomes visible in February 20 in your 7th house, squaring Jupiter at the time. So even your ruling planet makes mostly positive aspects this month, becomes visible in the 7th house, right? So again, even from that aspect, I'm seeing mainly relationship activated. So let me know, Virgos, how it goes. If you meet the one this month, do update me. Wishing you to meet the love of your life this month if you haven't met one. And, for those in a relationship, if you already met the one, I hope everything, will be magical this month. So anyway, let me know, Virgos, how it goes. Let's go to Libras. Okay, my dear Libras, this is a very interesting month for you because this month there's going to be a full moon in your 11th house of dreams, wishes, goals. And at the same time, there's going to be so many activations of your 8th house that deals with shared resources, that deals with intimacy, that deals with receiving gifts. It deals with the resources of your partner. It deals with your deep sense of spirituality, unearned income, shared resources, again, money that you grow using the talents and resources of other people even as well. Your sexuality is connected to this as well. And again, for you guys, this is so important because Venus is your ruling planet as well. And we start the month literally with Venus making a conjunction to North Node and making a conjunction to Neptune. So it's important for everybody, but for you it is especially important because this Venus represents you. You're a Libra, you're ruled by Venus. So very, very important. There's something, could be like a gift maybe you will be even receiving through resources of other people this month. Let me know how it goes. Venus will also enter Aries this month, of course, right around February 4th, where it will later on go retrograde. So there is this ongoing focus, I think, on growing your resources, becoming more like, if you are in a relationship or even if you're single, there's a growing sense of accepting your sexuality, could be, or maybe like having very deep connection, if you know what I mean, with someone. And yes, it could be about receiving gifts, maybe even being pampered in luxury, right? Or also it could be about deepening your psychic and spiritual insights, of course. Now, Mars, another news of this month is, of course, Mars is going to be turning direct in your 10th house of career. So with career, things should be also improving this month, and you should start having more direction what you want to do when it comes, to your career. Very, very much so. In general, I would say this is the month where I feel like you will go very deep into some kind of matter that is important to you and find a resolution. Again, it might be involving deep connections with other people. It might be involving deep healing, certain psychic matters, or, sensuality, resources of other people, dealing with 8th house. It's interesting, how there's this expression, right? Something like death and Texas. And interestingly enough, 8th house connects with death and Texas and sex as well, and also like occult, esoteric sort of like matters, money also, of other people. So tax issues could be resolved, or maybe you will start seeing how it could be resolved at the very minimum. Of course, I'm not your financial advisor, but 8th house, Mars, not Mars, 8th house activations. Mars is in your 10th house, turning direct. There could be resolutions, definitely this month. So let me know, Libras, how it goes. Let's go to Scorpio now. For my Scorpios, a great month because, first of all these 5th house activations. This is the time where you're going to be creative. This is the time we start the month with Venus conjunction to Neptune, to North Node, and throughout the month, essentially, Venus is going to enter 6th house, of course, but still it's going to go retrograde later on. And throughout the month, there is an ongoing, constant activations of your 5th house that deals with creative projects, children, romantic encounters, I want to say, things that in general make you more happy, things that are, how would I say this? It's like there is a sense now that, you are starting to dream again. You are starting to create again. If you're creative, if you're creating anything, again, and creative could be not necessarily an artist, even though it could be, of course. But whatever it is you are creating, there is a sense of like, even if it's business, different things, there's a sense of like, okay, finally I am channeling and connected to something. Finally, I don't just force myself to do something, especially anyone who knows if you are content creators, it can be very tough, especially when you're not inspired, right? But you have to keep doing it. This is the month of what, how they say, genuine inspiration, right? When you're genuinely inspired, you're not just forcing yourself into things or doing things. There's a genuine inspiration. Pay attention to what is going to be this month. Again, these fifth house activations are going to continue throughout this whole month. Again, Mercury going to enter there. Mercury going to be visible there. There's a new moon there. Sun ingresses there. Mercury ingresses there. So everything is about that. But what's also, I think, is very, very interesting is the fact that we will have the full moon in the sign of Leo in your 10th house, squaring Uranus in your 7th. So change direction with career could be, clarity about career could be, and at the same time, because Mars is turning direct in the end of the month on February 24th, oh my god, February 24th in your 9th house, more clarity in terms of your purpose, in terms of your vision, who you want to be. So again, for a lot of you, there is this clarity in terms of where do you actually want to go, because sometimes, Scorpio is really great when they know what they want. I'm a Scorpio rising, so it's like I know that this is true, right, in my own life. And when they know what they want, it's like they will make it happen, rest assured. Problem is, and this has been a theme, I think, for the past few years. Let me know if you felt this in your life. Problem is when the Scorpio doesn't know what they want, or they are confused, or they are wasting their energy into something toxic, whether it's addictive connection. Addiction could be sometimes quite literally, or like, you don't know what you want and you're getting distracted, or maybe you're in some toxic situation and all your energy where you literally, can create crazy things. As a Scorpio is one of the most powerful placements. You can create incredible things. You can create incredible transformations in your life and life of the others even as well. The problem is when this energy is not channeled properly, and what I notice is very often the energy is not channeled properly is when you don't have a vision, like I've had this actually for the past few years in my life where I felt like certain chapter was being completed, like I achieved certain things I wanted for myself. I wanted to experience a very free-spirited life where I was just gonna, travel, enjoy life, embrace my spiritual growth, studies, healing, etc. But I felt like, I've done this, but I don't know what's next, because, I'm like, I don't want to work in finance again. I know that. With art and things like this, things are kind of know that, yes, that's what I like, but things are sort of dodgy. I don't have exact specific vision there either. And like just not knowing clearly what I want created this very weird time period in my life. Again, it was not bad, but it was just weird. It was like foggy. And yes, even fog related, right? With Neptune in the 5th house for so long, a lot of you might have also like kind of, I don't want to say wasted your energy because that's me being harsh, but maybe there was certain romantic pursuit, idealistic pursuit that, again, it served its purpose, but at the same time, like, if you want to make yourself great again, if you want to make your life great again, you might have, not panned out very well. Because again, I'm thinking about this from the very beginning of Neptune transit in Pisces. I went into spirituality. That was number one thing. Number two thing, I started really dreaming about that soulmate. And again, I don't want to say, I know I sometimes sound like I regret all of that. There are moments, I'm not gonna lie, but like, I know it was a necessary part of my chapter, I know. But like, I wonder if all this energy was channeled into the pursuit of great ambitious goals, how life would be different. Right? And I'm going through my progression of moon into Capricorn now, so you can tell I think very differently. I wonder if, if as soon as my moon will progress to Aquarius, I will ditch all my ambitious goals. Because like there's a video about your progressed moon if you want to learn about it, because it's really one of the most important techniques within astrology to understand yourself, where you are, what you want, why you want it, how best to approach it. But anyway, yes, so going back to this, for Scorpio, when you know what you want, when you have that clarity of vision, nothing is impossible. And I'm not just saying this to hype you up, it's really true. When you have the vision needs to be clear. If a vision is clear, you can make it happen. But when the vision is like, I don't know, I'm not sure, that's when the issues are, because you are becoming sort of like very complacent, and you start distracting yourself with illusions and different things that maybe don't really serve you. And I feel like that time right now is kind of like over. Now it's becoming more clear what is it you actually want for yourself. Now it's becoming more clear how to actually achieve that. And I feel like this full moon in Leo is very symbolic. Maybe it will even give you a preview of what's to come in your life in the next few years if you right now select your course wisely and stick to it. Because again, there is this interception and interaction, of course, of this retrograde Mars through Leo and Cancer that started in November, right? October, November, we already started seeing these themes. December, because again, shadow, if you count shadow periods too. And there's this full moon we just had in Cancer, full moon that we're about to have in Leo this month, and then Jupiter cycle too. Jupiter is going to enter Cancer summer 2025, and then it's going to enter Leo summer 2026. So it's all about the vision you have for yourself, which is activated with these two full moons, the one we just had in January and the one we're about to have in February. And then it's also about this Mars retrograde and turning your direction for your vision, for your career. And then it's highlighted as well with this Jupiter transits too in the next 2 years. So for a lot of you, this full moon in Leo is going to actually give you a preview of what is possible. Maybe it's going to, like, the universe is going to show you this little, dangle, a little carrot in front of you. See, you can be here too. You can do this, you can do that with this full moon in Leo. And if you stay the course that you're going to likely select and commit to, I want to say, by the end of the month, in the next 2 years, incredible things are possible. Incredible things, like where there's definitely a level up that's going to happen. A lot more I probably could say. This is to keep it general. Of course, personalized consultations always are available. And anyway, let's go to Sagittarius now. Okay, for Sagittarius rising, this is going to be an incredible month where there's a positive turnaround when it comes to relationships. So if you've been not clear about relationships for the past few months, especially, this is where things, start turning around. Jupiter turns direct at 11th degree of the sign of Gemini, of course. This is your 7th house. And essentially things get much better when it comes to relationships. There's much more clarity. There's a positive movement forward. I also think it's definitely interesting how, Jupiter is turning direct. That's a big news. But of course, with Pisces activations for you, the Pisces activations, of course, is your fourth house of home, family, property, your foundation in life. This is going to be the month where a lot more is going to become clear for you about your private life. Again, relationships, settling down, marriage possibly. If it's not about that, just relationship, the well-being of your family, the place of living, your deep emotional roots, kind of like the vision you have for yourself, but more so, I would say, for your private life. A lot of these things now somehow become more important, but also, like, if previously you were maybe more focused on resolving problems or becoming more aware of problems that you didn't even know existed there, now it's like there's almost, again, I don't want to say magical, but yeah, kind of, it feels like magical solutions, magical resolutions. Again, this is the month where almost everything is centered kind of like around your relationships, whether looking at 7th house activations, Mercury, of course, Mercury, of course, which is the ruler of your 7th house, become visible this month. And all these activations of your 4th house from the very beginning, when Venus is making a conjunction to Neptune and to North Node, to, the Mercury entering Pisces, Sun entering Pisces, the new moon of Pisces in the end of the month, everything is kind of like about your 4th house of home, family, property. And even when Venus enters Aries, which is right around February 4th, again, 5th house is still, related to things that make you happy, romance, love. So again, let me know, Sagittarius, in the comments. I want to hear from you how it's been in your romantic life. What's going on? Are you happy? Because Sagittarius are not so active lately on on videos and online on social media. I guess everything's going great because usually people do watch these videos most of the time, not always, when there's issues, especially in their romantic life, right? So Sagittarius has been out of been offline. I guess it means things are going great. Yes, and of course, February 12th, we are going to have the full moon in the sign of Leo, which for you is your 9th house. So it's, again, even 9th house is very auspicious house, very happy house. We are the happy house, right? We are the happy people here. Everything becomes illuminated. 9th house, of course, is your natural house too. So you gain clarity this month, but I feel like this clarity is mainly connected to your personal life, home, family, relationships. And sorry, Sagittarius, as I forgot to mention that, of course, Mars is turning direct in your 8th house of shared resources, of again, it's even 8th house here. I see this more in the context of your intimacy, deep resources, deep connections with other people. So there are resolutions there. So let me know how it goes, and now let's go to Capricorn. For Capricorns, it's a very important month, especially for risings, because of course Mars is turning direct in your 7th finally. I feel like, especially if, I've seen this with a few people that I know, especially if your partner been extremely unreasonable, maybe acting up. Right now, your partner maybe is more grounded. You come to certain common ground, or again, if whatever was the issue with your business partner or with your romantic partner, I feel like the solutions are going to be possible now. Mars is turning direct in the sign of Cancer at the same time with the full moon of Leo, which is going to happen in the middle of the month. This is going to give you understanding of, okay, shared resources, where do we stand, right, when it comes to this, when it comes to as well, perhaps any joint assets you have with your partner, or any secrets your partner held for you. Whatever the issues were, there will be an understanding how most likely we can resolve it in the best way possible. At the same time, there is a major activation of your third house with all the action that's taking place in Pisces. I described it more in the intro, where again we have Venus making a conjunction to North Node to Neptune. We have Mercury entering the sign of Pisces this month as well. We have Sun, obviously, entering Pisces. We have new moon of Pisces in the end of the month. So it's third house, and third house is this very mental house where your day-to-day communications, things related to marketing, media, your neighborhood, your immediate environment, social media, all these things are connected to third house. And again, this is going to be an incredible opportunity for you to make an improvement in those things. Make improvement when it comes to your work. Make improvement to the way you express yourself, your voice, share the message with the world. So a lot of solutions are going to be presented to you this month, and I feel like you yourself might start thinking differently. How you think, how you communicate might really change. And it's almost like you're becoming more free, and you're understanding that a lot of things that you thought maybe were impossible to resolve or impossible to solve, solutions are actually much more simple. And maybe it comes even, it's interesting, like when I was recording this video, something happened. Leah was like, Siri, whatever AI things, like I randomly clicked something. So maybe like solutions will even come through some kind of unique new methods. Let me know how it goes, Capricorns, and let's go to Aquarius. I'm curious to hear. Oh my goodness, Aquarius, this is going to be a huge month for you when it comes to, first of all, of course, with the full moon in the sign of Leo in the middle of the month in your 7th house. When it comes to partnerships, yes, you will know who are the people on your team and who are the people who are not. Important developments in partnership this month could be. But of course, the biggest news is all these activations in the sign of Pisces, which for you has to do with your 2nd house of money, resources, talents, money that you make, streams of income, your talents. So huge months from the very beginning to the very end. There's various activations of your 2nd house in the sign of Pisces, where Venus conjunct to Neptune, Venus conjunct to North Node, Mercury entering Pisces, Sun entering Pisces, new moon in Pisces. Like you see, there's a lot going on, right? All of that will make you, if there's especially been any issue perhaps with money or with talent, there is a solution there. The solutions are coming to you at this moment in time. Yeah, definitely. Also, Mars turning, of course, direct in the sign of Cancer, which for you is your 6th house of health and work, day-to-day environment. If there were any issues there, it is very likely that these issues are going to start resolving now. You will come up with a plan. Maybe you get a new job, maybe you get a new routine, new exercise, diet regimen, all these different things. In general, this is the month where, especially when it comes to money, I wish, can I say I wish I was Aquarius, even though I don't know. You guys have Pluto transit. Well, I was born with Pluto on my ascendant, so I don't know. Do I wish I was a Capricorn? Do I wish I was Aquarius? Maybe I do. Maybe. Because, the money is going to be good. Maybe I should date an Aquarius. See, like this is taking a turn. I'm just kidding though, but you know what I mean. If you're an Aquarius, the bookings are open. I'm just kidding, but you can manifest a shit ton of money this month. I wish you luck. Of course, be careful, because I said this in the beginning of the intro. I do believe personally we are in euphoria stages. Maybe not peak euphoria, but I think it's very hard to say where the peak euphoria is with markets, especially if you're in crypto and all of that. It's hard to say, but in the retrospect, we see when we turn back. I feel like we are, if not exactly there, we are almost there. So let's see what happens, of course. Let me know your thoughts in the comments, and let's go to Pisces now. Okay, Pisces, last but not least, you are truly the chosen one of the zodiac this month. I mean, look yourself. Starting the month, Venus conjunct Neptune, Venus conjunct North Node. in your first house if you're watching this for ascendant. Of course, start with ascendant, then go to sun and moon. Then we have Jupiter, your ruling planet, turning direct, not exactly at, but very close to the fixed star Aldebaran, which is one of the very important four fixed stars, royal stars. Very, very, very important time right now for you, and things related to money, home, place of living are gonna start getting better. You will find yourself in much better circumstances when it comes to home. I have a lot of Pisces rising clients, and they had some issues recently in the past. I want to say past year. I've even had, I predicted to one client of mine who was moving to a different country, and I said, listen, I look at your transits, make sure you want this. And they were like, yeah, I want this. Guess what? 2 months later, they were like, I fucking hate this, I'm gonna move back. So for you, especially if you've been one of those who've been dealing with issues related to place of living, you will find yourself in better circumstances, in a better home, in a better house, in a more auspicious environment for you to live and strive, so to say. Again, Jupiter is your ruling house, your ruling planet. So, but of course, if you're not finding yourself there yet, I really feel like there should be some help, from the outside or whatever, to make this happen. Seek it out, so to say, and you shall find this month for sure. Again, also with all these planets in your first house, major activations. Mercury is going to enter your sign, Sun is going to enter your sign. There's a new moon of Pisces in the end of the month too. So everything is prompted right now for you to have that new beginning, for you to make a comeback. This could be like a comeback month for Pisces who've been feeling like you were down before. Some of you maybe even in the month of January. I said this before in your videos. I said, Pisces, you out of everybody, please take care of your health. I said this. You remember this, right? So some Pisces risings might have even had certain health situation or needed to spend more time resting, and guess what, now there's that comeback. You might start feeling like you're having a glow up again. You might start feeling like, okay, you know how to maybe rebrand your image, or there's just a feeling of a new beginning. You have a feeling like, God blessed me. Like, this is honestly, Pisces, like, I feel for you after being, Saturn transits must be tough. Again, I remember my Saturn transiting my ascendant. To be honest, I don't know. I was in such a la-la land in my head at that time. I did not even understand what was happening to me. I remember like my Sadasati, which everyone says how scary it is. Honestly, I was going through so much. I did not have time to think about it at that time. And so was Saturn transiting my ascendant. But I feel for you, because I feel like it depends, of course, in different, oh my gosh, see, I'm almost crying. It depends on the sign it's in, because truly Saturn does perform in different signs differently. I personally, again, let me know your experience, because obviously you're the one who experiences through ascendant. I fucking hated this entire Saturn and Pisces transit. I feel like it was Boulevard of Broken Dreams or Requiem for a Dream. And of course, I'm being very dramatic here, but I feel like here, because especially we had this Neptune in Pisces, which was, making us delulu truly in certain area of our life. When Saturn entered there, for a lot of us, there was a hardcore reality check. In different ways. I'm a Scorpio rising. For me, it was about certain romantic illusions I had. I used to be very delulu in that department. And to be honest, I didn't even know how I did what I was doing at that time. Like the kind of delulu I had when it comes to love, I'm like, why are you stupid? Like, I'm right now, the past version of me, I want to slap it. I guess I need to be a little bit more kinder to that past version of me, because I'm just angry still. And like this was to do with Saturn, because Saturn opened my eyes so much to so many blind spots I had. And I was like, I cannot believe it. So for a lot of you Pisceans, after maybe certain disappointment that you had in your life, right now there is going to be a comeback of faith, a renewal of faith, a feeling like, you know what? Good things are possible. You know what? I was recording and something happened where the clip got corrupted, I think, or whatever. I don't know what happened. It's my video got disconnected. But essentially, again, for some of you, there was I was saying that I see that there was a situation in the past few years where, it's like, again, there was Neptune and Pisces first, right? A lot of delulu, and then there was Saturn and Pisces, where some of your dreams might have either been broken, or you actually did get what you want, but it ended up being a huge responsibility for you, maybe more than you estimated. I remember, again, when I was experiencing Neptune and Pisces transit to my moon, what happened was I was kind of getting into manifestation. A very specific form of manifestation that I was experimenting with was like law of assumption, etc., manifesting like a specific person. And I essentially got what I wanted, but at the very last minute something happened. The universe, I would say, interfered, and I ended up not really, sealing the deal in that department. And just now I'm looking back and realizing how this probably has been the biggest blessing of my entire life, because if I ended up with what I thought I wanted, it would have been a disaster. And for some of you, I see this essentially going two ways. For some of you, you might have been manifesting something for yourself, but the very last minute things might have broken down and things essentially didn't go all the way. So you might have been feeling very down on yourself past couple of years, past year maybe, feeling like, okay, I cannot achieve anything, down on yourself kind of thing. Or it could be the other way around. You actually got what you wanted, but it ended up being a bigger responsibility than you thought. It ended up being much more difficult than you thought. You know how sometimes they say, be careful what you wish, right? Because you might get it. And we don't always know, so to say, what's on the other side of, that desire that we are manifesting. So whichever one it is, whether you got what you wanted and you realized that actually it wasn't what you wanted and it wasn't what you thought it was going to be, or whether you didn't get what you wanted, and even though it was maybe in a way of protection from the universe, still there is that feeling like, you've been hard on yourself. And now there is this energy where it's almost like you're making the biggest comeback of your life, where you go back to your glow up, you start understanding who you are, the blessings of you, unique blessings of your situations, and things start just going for you again very well. Make a wish this month, say a prayer, think what you truly want for yourself now. And I feel like amazing things are possible for you. So good luck, Pisces. Anyway, my dear friends, I hope you do enjoy this horoscopes. Again, please don't skip the intro because I explain there more. Thank you so much. As always, this is general. I do have availability now for one-on-one consultations. Links to everything are gonna be down below. Give this video a big thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe. Don't forget to share this with your friends as well. Honestly, I genuinely hope that all of these videos got recorded, because I've been having something strange been happening. I'm recording this on my phone. Something strange been happening with my phone as I was recording this. We will do more. Let me know down below in the comments which videos would you like to see on this channel. As you know, this is like the format is always a work in progress. I love you all. Thank you so much. I'm wishing you the most amazing month of February. We will talk soon. Bye bye.